morning I'm missing. But it's just that portion of how you talk to ourselves makes all the difference in how we live our lives. And that shloka has been helping me change that one thought at a time on. Okay, it came, it went. And then that by itself doesn't have enough power. So this is where the teachers can help me. It's the rasavajam rasotyasya param društva nivartate. It has to come with that surrender and fear of I may not always remember Krishna, but Krishna, you be with me. You make the right things happen through me and make it happen because my mind will falter. It will do its own things. And so without that, it becomes a shloka. The first one becomes a shloka of too much stress. And it doesn't, as Dr. Raju used to say, the main message from Gita is Hakumuna Matata.
Don't worry, be happy.
Swamiji, would you explain more on that?
Which so that there are now.
Yes.
Yeah, one has to live your own service. And you also require Krishna's help. You can only go so far. When you walk so far, baby steps, Krishna move towards you. So success is like the confluence of Kripa and Prayatna and Prarthana. You lift yourself by yourself. From there, where have you fallen? From where you are lifting yourself. Actually, you are not fallen. That also your imagination. You have fallen. You are not fallen. So, recognizing that I have not fallen is a first condition. If you think I have fallen, then lifting yourself by yourself is not possible. Suppose you have fallen into a tar pit. The more effort you make, the more you plunge into the tar pit. First condition of lifting yourself by yourself is the conviction or belief that I have not fallen. That gives you enough motivation, energy, firepower. Then the mind becomes, then what's the problem? The mind will say there's no problem. So relax. Then we can lift us. For lifting, you need a certain goal. Right? What's your goal? So be clear. And then some understanding is necessary, some discipline is necessary. So set a goal and lift yourself. And the goal cannot be a spiritual goal actually. Spirituality is not a goal. Spirit is your nature. So you set ordinary goals. Keeping the house clean, cooking properly, driving, going to office. These are little goals you set. How do you accomplish those goals? As you move forward, you can go deeper. The only way to strike deeper roots is to grow up. Yeah. There is no spiritual goal actually. Spirit is your nature. So you set small goals, work towards that, and then become your Sadharma, and then change your attitude. That's so slowly you develop that mental muscle. And then you realize, I have never fallen. That I have fallen is an illusion. So that gives you, if you think you have fallen, then it's very difficult to lift yourself. Because how can you lift? You're there, how can you lift yourself? They said, by the bootstraps. Even you lift by the bootstraps, you will fall again. Because you have fallen once, it becomes your nature. So there should be a fundamental methodological shift that I have not. With that confidence, you pursue these small goals. Really, there is no spiritual. Spiritual goal means you are reaching from here, you reach there. You have always been there. You are not fallen. So that gives you the Uddare, Atmana, Atman. There, Atmana means the Buddhi. So let the Buddhi get convinced. Atmana. Atmana means your lower mind, the mind which feels, I have fallen. That emotions, your wrong notions about things. So use the Buddhi, enlighten the Buddhi, intellectual conviction, then lift yourself and pursue these ordinary goals and make it an extraordinary pursuit. That's how you, Tared Atmana Atmanam Navasadayet. Don't condemn yourself. Don't say I am fallen, I am useless, I am stupid. Atmanam Navasadayet. Atmaeva Atmano. If you condemn yourself, you become your worst enemy. If you think I can do that, I am not fallen, it's only an illusion. It's only a self-deception that I have been living. Then suddenly you find the whole mood is cleared and all valley is well lit. That experience. So that is one way of looking at that. Uddhared Atmana. Atmanam. Atmaiva Atmano. Atmaiva. You are your enemy, you are your good friend or worst enemy. So one has to, in Vedanta it's very interesting. One has to question that concept of I have fallen. You have to question, have I fallen? What do you mean by fallen? From where to where? That concept is to be. Otherwise, you will be trying to lift yourself. The more you lift, the more you climb. Like after you have fallen into a tar pit. In LA area, there are the bubbling tar pits. If you by chance fall into that, any effort you make to lift yourself will plunge you. So that idea is to be questioned. Then that's why Mahasuja, don't worry. There's nothing to worry. Don't worry. So finding that one's nature, thereafter it's only a play. Whatever you do. So what I would give the example of a tree, want to grow up, strikes roots, isn't it? So striking root and growing up happens simultaneously. The more you want to grow, the more roots. So spirituality begins with that questioning. I am a sinner, I have fallen. Of course, Bhagavad Gita says, Dhyayate Vishayan Pumsa Sangasteshu Vajayate Sanjayate Kama Kama. I should not speak too much. Raju has to speak. Yeah. I'm sorry. Once you give me, there you go on.
We have half an hour planned for this.
5 minutes. Yes,
yeah, because I think if anyone else has any verses that connects to them, we want to. Yeah.
So,
you go ahead, Swami, please.
Yeah. So what happened? Dhyayade Vishayan Pumsa Sangateshu Vijayate Sankas. The fall, the ladder of fall is described in the book. What is the ladder of fall? You give a value to an object outside. Paint it with some value. That value you give because you devalued yourself. What is the devaluation? I am inadequate, I am unhappy, tuchha. That is there, anadi maya. It was there. There is no cause for that. It's an uncaused situation. So that devalued self find a value in the outer objects. So that devaluation is experienced like this. I am unhappy. I am inadequate. I am worthless. You may not say it in many words, The more you feel it, the more you pretend I am everything. I can do that. That's only empty boast. Inside you feel I cannot. I'm not. So this makes you give value. And then you are pursuing that. You are pursuing your own shadow. So that is Dhyayade Vishayan. Vishayan Vishinodi. It's a bait. And you bite. And then you are hooked. So Dhyayade Vishayan Sangaste Shubhaya. Then you think about it. You think about it. In its absence, you think about it. That is Sangha. That object is not there in front of you, but it has bitten you. So you, in its absence, you think about it. Dhyayade Vishayan Sangaste Shubhaya. Sangha Sanjayade. Then you want that object to be a happy or adequate person. In its absence, I mean, you add one more load on you. So then you, Yayade Vishayan Pumsa Sangaste Shubhayate, Sangha Sanjayate, Kamaha, desire arises. Obsessive, compulsive desire. Without that, I cannot sleep. I'm not okay. You walk up and down. You don't know. You scratch your head. You don't know what to do. That desire comes. Obsessive desire. Kama Sanjayate, Krodha. Then there are obstacles. When there is a desire, invariably there is. So a frustrated desire becomes Krodha. Even if you accomplish something, that's not what we really expected. So either frustration or disappointment. If you get it, you are disappointed. My God, this is not what I was chasing a Shimala. If you fulfill it, there is disappointment. If you don't fulfill it, there is frustration. And from there, anger comes. Krodha, Bhavati Sammoha, then you are deluded, brain fog. Sammoha, Smriti Viprama. And all that you have learned, good things you have learned. Then Guru Mabhijit Karodi. Then you defy your goods. You cannot take decision. That's the fall. So all begins with this self-delusion. So the fundamental problem is knowing oneself. That's why know thyself. That way. So this is one way of putting the whole thing. Or you can say, I have fallen, then I am making baby steps and somebody has to lift me. You can say, Bhagavan, lift me. I cannot lift myself. You have to lift me. And so Bhagavan may stretch a hand, or somebody may come as somebody said yesterday, God comes in many ways, many forms. So avail that help. Avail that mentorship. Avail that advice. Don't be arrogant enough to deny or ignore that advice. Advice is there. And sometimes even an ant cannot do it. The way it carries a heavy load, happily, and then comes up again, takes something. Or the lay of the land, ups and downs, can teach you. If there is a hill, there will be a valley. So this way, you can learn. If you have a learning mind, you can learn. Either avail this help or understand that I'm okay. Nothing wrong with me. The whole world may say there is something wrong. But I am not going to buy into that theory. I am okay. Shiva. That's Uddhare Atmana. That is one way of looking. There are many ways of looking at that. Okay, that's my take on that.
Yeah, okay. Very good. Yeah, thank you. Any other verses? Otherwise, we'll have Gopalji come and
Anybody?
The self-appointed moderator. If I may.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I'll just have comment on the process of getting to know yourself. One of the things that pointed out was the introspection. And I'm just telling my experience. I'm not sure how much of that is really
workable.
true. But anyway, so I found that when I would sit and observe myself and find things which I felt were my weaknesses. In the beginning, I tried to criticize myself, make resolutions, make decisions, and make promises. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. More I got into that, more frustrating, and it wasn't doing me. So what I did slowly and basically, just by experience, modified to just observe. This is what I did. Don't pass any judgment. Don't make any resolution. Just accept that that's what I am. The acceptance alone is going to start changing. So just being observant and accepting as you see yourself is quite okay. Don't pass judgment. Don't get disappointed. Don't get frustrated. Just observe. And the process of observing over a period of time, you'll become aware of those things mysteriously, but you don't really make it. I don't know how that went, but you were talking. But at least I found in my experience, no resolutions, no promises. Just know who you are. And that takes some time. But once you get to know who you are, a lot of things you are concerned about. Okay. All right, so please.
I'll share. To me, this verse actually was quoted for work, but I think it is applicable to family too, because that is how I think I live my life. You know, the karma nirvadikara stema. It's, you know, you do your actions and don't expect the fruits. That's what we say. I think that expectation, or I should say that focus of not expecting the fruits comes when you have the satisfaction that you pursued your action with the excellence that is needed and required. If that satisfaction of how you pursued that action or you performed that action with excellence is there, then one is more comfortable. Whatever the fruits may be, they will come if they need to come. If they don't, then something else is meant for me. God has something else meant for me. You know, that's the way I look at it. And the way I think it intersects with family is motherhood is a calling for us. You know, it is our duty to do our very best to parent a child so that they can become contributing members of the society, positive contributing members to the society. You know, it is, as an individual, for me, I will say either as a mother or as a spouse. You know, if we put in our very best, you know, it kind of helps us deal with the dents that come along the way, because it's not always all smooth sailing, you know. But I think that's the verse that resonates with me and inspires me to kind of do my best at home.
Excellent.
Because it's not just one. Who we are as a person almost permeates every aspect of our life, right? Be it work, be it family, be it community. So these two resonate most closely with me, and with the verses.
Anyone else? Anybody online?
I think we have time for everyone. I'll be shouting.
Okay.
I think we should.
Do you have a verse to share?
Oh, yeah, I do, but no, let others go. So
Yeah.
I'll tell my own too. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. How about Atharv?
Atharv.
Yeah.
Atharv has something to say. Okay. Yeah.
I could say Ananyas Chintayam Prana Jnana Pradipasare Desham Nityavyapana Nivashim Prahamyam. This shloka is like something that applies to me a lot, because whenever I finish some task and whenever I finish doing some major work, I always leave it up to God to decide what happens.
Very good. Good sir. Anybody else?
Anybody else? More of the youth?
There is other youth.
Just sharing
Their favorite verse from Gita, if you have one favorite verse. If you have more than one, you can share both of them too.
Come on, everybody has to share.
Yeah, everyone has.
I just go in the meantime while you prepare. It's one that's coming for the last couple of days has been more about Yuktahara Viharas there. Because definitely the food is amazing and but generally speaking as well, I'm realizing that that's a very practical sloka in terms of living our day-to-day life, of having that moderation with work, with sleep, with food, and just make me feel more present, being in that delta key, so to say.
Excellent. Yeah, the verse is Yuktahara Viharasya, Yukta Cheshtasya Karmasu, Yukta Swapna Bodhasya, Yogo Bhavati Dukkha.
I'm so impressed. You can rattle off each look.
I know.
It's just, it's amazing. So
It's I highly recommend this commencement speech by Roger Federer. He talks about effortlessness. It's actually a myth. So I think Jyoti Garu knows how many mistakes I've made, and Dr. Raju knows how many mistakes I've made. Yeah.
So one of the shlokas that I have been contemplating a lot on for the past week and a half, or maybe 2 weeks, is the Vak Tapas, Anudvegataram Vakyam, Satyam Priyaritam Chayita, Swadhyaya Bhasanam Chayita, Manumayam Tapauchyate. So I have been experimenting with that. So what Gopalji just said completely resonated with me, because I have not been able to change anything about myself yet, but at least I have come to the point where I'm noticing, oh, well, this was my reaction. Maybe it could have been a little different. These were the words I used. Maybe I could have used different words. And in the process, in the past 2 weeks itself, what I'm noticing is that my need for talking has come down. I'm happy being silent, which is totally against who I know myself for all these years. So that is something that I have been contemplating.
Arab.
You like that, Sonal? You want to be Krishna or Arjuna? Krishna. So who will be Arjuna?
I love how resolute he is. I want to be Krishna.
Nothing less than that. Yeah. And you want Arjuna also.
We are doing an activity where we are just sharing any verses that resonate with you in the Gita.
Anybody come?
Yeah, anyone online?
No,
Zoom?
just all for all minutes.
Okay, Malik ji, you can unmute, share your video, and say a verse that resonates with you.
Namaste, everyone.
Namaste, Malik ji.
Namaste, Swamiji. Namaste, everyone. I was not prepared to think and comment on this one, but we were doing the Purushottam Yoga because one of our good family friends have passed away. So the one which resonated when we were going through, I'm not good at reading, but I can say it's chapter 15. Sorry, give me 1 second. I think that's the last. Yeah, chapter 15, verse 19. Yomam evam asamodo.
So sarva bhajati mam, sarva bhavena bharata.
Bharata, yes. Thank you. So he who undiluted knows me as the highest self. He knows all, O Bharata, and he worships me with all his heart. I like this because there is only one reality. The deluded one sees plurality and not unity. Plurality is necessarily the spectacle of the phenomenal universe, constituted of the sentient and the insentient. As the sadhaka advances in spiritual discipline, he realizes divinity permeating the entire universe of plurality. Because of this benign vision, his attitude towards the world gets divinized. His devotion to the Maker is then on the increase. That Ishvara is the owner and supporter of everything becomes evident subsequently. The best thing that the Jivatma can do is to develop all his faculties, not for self-aggrandizement, but for the service of the Lord. It goes on. I like this verse because you see divinity everywhere, 24/7 and 360 degrees. So it sort of has a self-traction as we go through our life. It's beautiful to see divinity everyone, and we can enjoy the beauty at the same time. You get equanimity, and it's not like you're sacrificing anything, but you see the divinity everywhere, the love and compassion, and the Brahmarpanam is automatic because you offer everything, and you do only the best because that's what you have to do when you're dealing with the God in front of you. And also, like you just mentioned, whatever you eat is also sacred because you also offer this. So you only do good, even from eating point of view. Yeah. So I love this in day-to-day practice. So I just wanted to share. Thank you. I invite any comments.
Rao Garu.
I'm surprised that you put me on the spot. Anyway, so I've only completed the first chapter and I came up to second chapter, like the 10th or 11th one where the Bhagavan Vacha is starting. So far, the one that struck chord with me is the one that yesterday Guru Galu has talked about. This is the Karpanya Dosho Pahata Swabhavaha Pruchami Tvam Dharma Sammuda Chetaha Yat Shreyasyat Nishchitam Bruhi Tanme Shishyasteham Shadimam Tvam Prapannam. I could be wrong, but that's came out of my memory. Yeah, so within our family, we were more at this point where there was like different activities that we were doing, but we're not seeing the results the way we were anticipating. So we talk more about whatever Krishna has in his mind and he's going to give it to us. That's kind of what we are going to take it from there. So all of us in our family, we are now feeling like we are the Arjunas and waiting for to hear from Krishna.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Gurugale.
You already told all 700.
All 700 verses.
All 700 verses.
But any favorites you have, Gurugale? ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಗುರುಗಳೇ.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. ಕಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಗುರುಗಳೇ, ಮೇ ಬಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
So, it is the highest mantra because it has got all gods you pray for in that vision. Every day you can pass through that vision once. So that means when you have Bhagavad Gita on your hands, you need not go to temple to see a God. God has come to your house to see you. If that, with that confidence, you can go through Bhagavad Gita and it will bring a very big change. God is with you on your left, on your right, front, back, above, below, ultimately inside also. So,
Gurugule, which verse we didn't catch that one ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ break? Yeah. Okay. Namostu. Okay. Yeah. Anand.
Where Arjuna's vision and we can pass the vision at once. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Gurugule. Anandji, you can turn on your video if you like. We can't hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, I'm Anand Walvekar from Bombay actually. I had attended Dr. Raju's thing during December 21, and after that, now I'm in Seattle, so I thought I'll just attend once more. I'm an novice, so I don't have verses and all that, so I can't contribute. In fact, I was not ready for the activity also, but I like to hear on Gita many verses. Namaskar Gurugale. Namaskara.
Thank you. Anupji, you can turn on your video and share if you're available. Oh, you're in the hospital.
No, I'm at home.
You're at home.
I'm not changed my scrubs. Namaste, Namaste Swamiji, Namaste Gurugale. I usually used to say Karmanya Vadikaraste is my favorite sloka. But as I study and get comfortable with more slokas, I start liking more, I think. But this Brahmarpanam sloka really kind of encompasses everything we do in that if we do everything as an offering to God, it covers all paths. Brahmarpanam is an act of bhakti, but and we can do karma with bhakti as an offering, and it is a way to practice bhakti 24/7, and at the same time be engaged in the normal activities that we do, including work, including feeding ourselves, including feeding others. Because when we do something as an offering to God, we would never do anything wrong, and we would use all our skills and do our best. So it is a mantra for practicing excellence as well. So for that reason, Brahmarpanam sloka is really strikes chord with me, and I feel it's all inclusive. But there are, of course, so many good slokas. Thank you.
Thank you, Anupji. Okay. Sudhi here in the room. Yeah, yes. Sudhi here in the room. Yeah.
So one of the shlokas that I like the best was Brahman Yadaya Karmani Sangam Tekva Kalitiya Lipyatena Sapapayana Padma Padrameva. So I really like this shloka because it tied into that attached detachment concept that is all around Bhagavad Gita, and it's like Bhagavad Gita is mainly centered around that. Like you're not really doing anything. It's just God is using you as an instrument to do work here. So I also like that the shloka tied into the lotus leaf, like, and how it like repels water, and like how it doesn't get wet even if it's like surrounded by it. And it relates that to.
Do you find any difficulty in practicing?
Yeah, it's hard. So when you're attached to something, right? It's hard to like consider that as like not your possession. You have to practice that with everything you do to actually like understand it and it becomes part of it.
Give me an instant where you find it.
So there are plenty of instances in life when you're attached to like a material object, like something that won't stay with you, but when you die, everything stays with you. So one example of this would be so
Your cell phone, you're attached to your cell phone. No.
Bicycle. Bicycle?
When you said this words only is impressing me, so don't say.
Maybe it's that. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's the Xbox.
The Xbox.
Video games.
Yeah. And he's okay. Don't embarrass him.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else in the room? Yeah.
You know, of course, you're young and there are goals in life and you want to do things. Right? If you get attached to those goals, then you have the fear of not succeeding and losing. If you work hard and not be attached, the fear will go away. And the question is, how do you get rid of that fear? That fear is the attachment. That's why the attachment is something. It's hard. It's not easy. But you have to keep working. So you do your thing to reach the goal. But don't get attached to the goal to the point that if I don't make it, no. I don't make it. I do.
I'm just impressed at this age. This shloka resonated with you.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Yeah. You know, way to go, buddy.
And also, I think a lot of the similes in Bhagavad Gita are kind of very, they have like good examples.
All the similes.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a GPT for that also. It's called Yatha. No, I actually built it. It's called Yatha Gita. So you can, yeah. So it's allows you to, maybe if you are not familiar with the lotus leaf, what else might be something that you're using now, right? Maybe it's a Teflon pan, right? So it's kind of more relatable to modern kind of like days. So I think just if we go through all the similes, that itself is a great thing to look at. I enjoy doing that.
Should be actually Iva Gita. Ivana means like.
Oh, like.
Vayoriva. Padmapatra Iva. Iva.
Okay, maybe I'll change the name.
Like.
What is the present word?
It's called Yata. Yata. Yata Tata. So I was thinking, so I just called it Yata. Yeah.
As it,
Yeah.
This one is Iva, like.
Yeah. Like.
Giving a.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you book called Yata?
Yes.
Maybe there is something.
Yes.
It's not the
Yata.
It's actually Prabhupada.
Gita as it is.
Gita as it is. And then there is another. No, right. Yes.
Not
This one.
Yata Gita by Swami Argaran.
Yes. Yeah.
And interesting reading. We're getting away from something.
Yes, yes. In fact, one of his disciples wrote to him.
Really?
Yeah. Please listen to this and then send me somebody else. Yeah.
I would like to quote as the shloka from Gita chapter 66 verse, Sarvathaman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Aham Tva Sarva Papetya Mokshaishyami Mameta. Yesterday itself after the session was discussing the and then this shloka resonated with me a lot. So this shloka is one which has a karma, bhakti, jnana, everything is under the shloka. So being like a sarva dharma and Parityajya, how I look at it is, I play so many roles. I play a role of daughter, wife, mother, teacher, and also at work. So I have so many other roles also. So there are definitely, we all come here with kind of proficiency. So I may not be giving my 100% back, but I try my best. So in spite of that, Sarvathaman Parityajya, even Dr. Venkata had explained so beautifully, Sakha Dharma, Putru Dharma, Matu Dharma, Avita Dharma. So in spite of that, Tyajya is just giving up. Parityajya, like we are giving it away, and then Mom, Ekam Sharanam Gaja, and offering the Gita of Bhagavanta. When we are doing our karma with the intention of offering the Gita of Bhagavanta, naturally all our work, whatever we need to do, following all these karmas, definitely we need to do our best. So in that way, when we do that, definitely what will happen, Aham Tva Sarva Papetya is giving us a biggest strategy that we process all the things and then Mokshaishyami. So that is giving us a kind of a hope one day when I am also eligible for this. So this is my favorite shloka yesterday, especially after that this was trying to understand.
Sarvadharman. So where do you operate that mom? Or looking up on the mom. Then you want to someday you should not have to. So how do you look at it? So, Samir Bhagavan says, Maya Tadamidam Sarvam Jagat Avyaktam Nityam Yaham Desham. So Bhagavan gives various description. Or you say, Paschime Rupam. Tantu Chakra Gadapat. So locating that mom, generally we gain clarity. Surrender. Krishna Arpanam. How do you do that? Write a letter, visit to you, Krishna. How do you make it effective? Locating that mom is think about. That's what I have to do.
Yeah.
Two Sangeeta. Is it same?
This is Sandhya.
Sandhya, sorry.
Sandhya or Sangeeta ji, either of you?
Yes, I am actually driving, but I can say that I have been practicing the 16th chapter of first, second, and three shlokas. I that is like Abhayam Sattva Sanshuddhihi, Dhyana Yoga Vyavastitihi, Danam Damascha Yajnascha, Swadhyayastapa Arjavam. Second, Ahimsa Satyamakrodha, Tyaga Shantirapaishunam, Daya Bhuteshva Loluptvam, Mardhavam Veera Chapalam, Teja Kshama Dhritihi Shaucham, Adroho Nati Manita, Bhavanti Sampadam, Bhavanti Sampadam, Daivim Abhijatasya Bharata. So these qualities like courage, uh, austerity, and benevolence, honesty, like these 26 qualities that Shilpa has shared with me in the chat, that I like it very much. I just want to adopt these 26 qualities in a larger, in a good percentage. I just want to practice it. That's all.
Okay, very good. Thank you. We look forward to seeing you soon. Drive
Yes,
safely.
sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. If you're not prepared, we can always come back later. Yeah, we can come back later. So at this point, let me call Gopal Singh ji to introduce our teacher. Our teacher and speaker. So I think most of us have learned Bhagavad Gita in a very delightful way from Dr. Raju and from.
So introducing Dr. Raju is like introducing a bottle of ketchup on your dining table. Everyone knows him. You know him perhaps better than any introduction I can give you. But anyway, it's been my pleasure to get to know him since we met in Kalamazoo, then later on in our village in Shivpur, and then over here. But let me just go through the formality. I can give you my own view of Dr. Raju. I mean, to me, you talk about Gita. This person is about as close to being equal as a human being can get. And that is a compliment that I don't know if I have given it. Anyway, Dr. Raju is a distinguished medical doctor, as you know, specializing in neonatal care, taking care of children who have special needs when they're born and require high level of medical expertise. And he of course, he resides in Texas. He initially had practiced at the College Station, at the Texas A&M. Now he's moved to Temple. The Temple University Hospital?
Temple between Austin and Dallas, but it is Baylor Hospitals.
See, that's why I have to use his expertise to introduce him. Basically, beyond his technical challenges, he has earned a specialty one. Well, by the way, before I forget that, I understand from what I read here, correct me if I'm wrong, he was introduced to Gita and started practicing Gita and Sanskrit based on, by encouragement from Jyoti Garu.
From his daughter.
Right?
Daughter.
Yeah. So basically, that's an interesting one. Now, someday, the granddaughter might introduce him to Ramayana. I'm really looking forward to that. So he's a very fortunate man where the children are educating. That's great. Anyway, so he's recognized for his contribution to the medical education. Dr. Raju has earned several awards in teaching and training in medical students. I'm just reading it out. He's got so many accomplishments I can't remember. Outside of his medical career, Dr. Raju has profound connection to the Bhagavad Gita. Once again, having studied it under the guidance of numerous gurus, a friendly competition with his mother sparked his interest in the learning of Gita. and Sanskrit, leading to a 20-year journey of studying Bhagavad Gita and text. Phenomenal. Dr. Raju's passion for learning extends to his hobbies as well. He is an avid traveler, reader, and poet. He has penned poems. He just gave me that book, one of the books of poems he gave. And Dr. Raju, I went through practically all of that book once. I'm going to go through that again. Beautiful. You are gifted. That's from my own personal evaluation of going through that. So poems on various themes, including gurus, the Mahabharata, Arjuna, Guru Vedavyasa, and the Bhagavad Gita. His literary talents have culminated in the publication of 2 poetry books, one that I read in English, one in Telugu, that someday I'll be able to figure out and read that too. So I mean, it just goes on and on. His spiritual depth and commitment to society, Niswat Seva, Bhakti. I mean, he's going to talk about Jnana Yoga, which is the base of all the yogas, but he's also incredible bhakti, service to humanity, service to any. So it's really, it's an honor to introduce you, sir. So let's listen to Dr.
Raju. Thank you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? One of you, please give me some sign.
Yeah, we can hear you, Raj. We can hear you.
Thank you. The Light of Knowledge. This was a title chosen by Sri Ram Sarottam. I'm sorry if you're disappointed that it is not Sri Ram Sarottam in front of you today, but he'll be there tomorrow. He'll be there tomorrow. And again, it just so happened that I was not sure whether I would join or not, and then we'll talk about that. So, no?
Click on the slide.
On the slide. Yeah. So many gurus blessed me. And most of them before I met Swamiji. And you can see here Sister Garu, who taught me verse by verse. Then this great, so gurus in Telugu, Chinmaya tradition, including Swami Chinmayananda and Swami Dayananda. And these two are Swamiji's own gurus, and Swami Ranganathananda. And then Guruvale, then Ashwath Garu, and then Ganapati Sachidananda recently. He just actually blessed me to continue this and then just presenting his own books.
Doctor, if you can just use the mouse as your pointing.
Okay, sure. Oh, okay. Sister Kameshwara Garu. And then of course, so many Telugu gurus, but the one who wrote this book, Gita Makarandam, so this Vidya Prakashanandagiri, this book is very popular in Andhra Pradesh and then now Telangana as well. And then of course, Swami Chinmayananda and then Tejamayananda, and then his disciples, these three here, Paratmananda, Sivatmananda, and Sarvesananda. So I had an opportunity to closely move with them and also go to these many yatras, Manasarovar, Mount Kailash, Chardham, and many other places as well, including Ayodhya most recently. Then Ganapati Sachidananda Swami, who has taken up this mission of helping so many children with fluent chanting in 9 months. If you commit and you will chant all 700 verses, Tejalji, you can be the next one. And then Ashwath Garu, whom Swamiji introduced to me, and then Guru Gale, of course, and then Sarvati Ananda, and then many Telugu gurus. And one of them is Samavedam Shanmukha Sharma, who is Tejalji. We were just talking about that. You could be the next year. You could say all these fluently also. if you take a sankalpa. So Padma Patram Vivambhasa. And one day me and Jyoti were listening to Swami Tejamananda, and then he was taking up this verse, Padma Patram Vivambhasa. Nothing taints them, nothing attaches to them. And then Jyoti was looking at me. None of these teachings have just gone. I've tainted you, or just, tainted you or attached you. Then I thought, okay, light of knowledge, and then Sriram was supposed to talk, and then, okay, maybe I could talk. And then see how Krishna shelters your ego. Then yesterday morning, we had this profound discussion on consciousness and awareness and that light of knowledge. And I thought, okay, so let me just project this slide. So this is a summary of my talk. Purposefully, this is kept blank. But let's just move on. Then, it is today a little bit of Jnana yoga or Jnana concept and Jnana Shatka. And we talked yesterday about how these yogas are blended, chapati, so flower karma, water bhakti, and fire jnana, the fire it is put on, and the time taken for it. Then, how do I go back? Oh, okay, then this also I just briefly mentioned, but I thought a picture is worth 100 words. So you could see through, see through karma yoga and then see bhakti. And then you could go through Jnana yoga and then see karma in it. So path of action, path of devotion, path of knowledge, and path of meditation. And I'm so reminded of this great saying by Rajaji, Rajagopalachari, Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, as an introduction to Bhaja Govindam. I'll read this. It's very fascinating. Adi Shankaracharya wrote a number of Vedantic works for imparting knowledge of the self and universal spirit. He also composed a number of hymns to foster bhakti in the hearts of men. One of these hymns is famous Bhaja Govindam. The way of devotion is not different from the way of knowledge or jnana. When intelligence matures and lodges securely in the mind, it becomes wisdom. When wisdom is integrated with life and issues out in action, it becomes bhakti. When wisdom is integrated with life and issues out in action, it becomes bhakti. Knowledge, when it becomes fully mature, is bhakti. If it does not get transformed into bhakti, such knowledge is useless tinsel. To believe that jnana and bhakti, knowledge and devotion, are different from each other is ignorance. If Adi Shankara himself, who drank the ocean of jnana as easily as one sips of water from the palm of one's hand, sang in his later years hymns to develop devotion, it is enough to show that jnana and bhakti are one and the same. Then we were doing a 100-day yajna. It went a little bit over 100 days. So we were discussing this 10th chapter, 10th verse, Swamiji. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. So seeking Lord Krishna, okay, he would give me that knowledge to present this the light of knowledge in this august audience. So before I continue this, I would like to pause and then pray Lord Ganesha, Goddess Saraswati, and all gurus, and you all, the august assembly here, and salute Gita Mata, salute Veda Mata, and salute Shri Krishna Parabrahma. And then may I ask now, Shruti ji, to do Viraja mantra.
Akashami Shutyam Jyotiraham Virajavitma Bhuyasan Swaha Om Mano Vakaya Karmani Shutyam Jyotiraham Virajavitma Bhuyasan Swaha Om Prana Apana Jnana Samana Udanami Shuddhantam Jyotiraham Virajavitma Bhuyasan Swaha Om Annamaya Pranamaya Manomaya Vijnanamaya Anandamayami Shuddhantam Jyotiraham Virajavitma Bhuyasan Swaha Om Atmani Shuddhantam Jyotiraham Virajavitma Bhuyasan Swaha Om Antaratmami Shuddhantam Jyotiraham Virajavitma Bhuyasan Swaha Om Paramatmami Shuddhantam Jyotiraham Virajavitma Bhuyasan Swaha.
Thank you. It's a Viraja mantra. So the essence of it is, may my speech, actions, mind be purified, and many other koshas and parts of my body, mind, and intellect. Because I am Jyoti. I am that Jnana Jyoti. And then as we were discussing this, so Shruti herself drew this sketch. So you can see the flame is Jnana, the light. And the wick is the sadhana, abhyasa, practice. Then oil is bhakti. The stand is the dhruti, our determination to stand out. Then the surroundings seeking to realize, to see this Jyoti as Shama, Dhamma, and many other favorable environment. So knowledge, knowing this is divine. It is a sanctity itself, in itself. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate. There is nothing more purifying than knowledge. And many IIT and then other universities, colleges have adopted this. So nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramih vidyate, with some slight changes. Dhiyo yona prachodayat. Jnanam sarvajana hitaya. Tvam jnanamayo vijnanamayo si, as you see in Ganesh Adharvashesha. Utthishtata, Jagrata, Prapyavarande Bodhata. Yoga Karma Sukausalam. And then Nahi Jnanena Sadrisham Pavitramiha Vidyate. So Jnanat Evatu Kaivalyam. This knowledge is the only path to realize that we are that Jyoti. We are that. And this knowledge is Brahman. Prajnanam Brahman. The ultimate knowledge, Prakrishta Jnanam. So we have Jnanam, Vijnanam, Aprajnanam. We have to be knowledgeable about the world, but we have to be knowledgeable about ourselves and the self within. But the knowledge is like, as Blaise Pascal, a French physicist and philosopher, says, knowledge is like a spear. Knowledge is like a spear. The greater its volume, the larger its contact with the unknown. So imagine a small spear. You know this much, and then you only think that, oh, there is only so much that I need to know. But then imagine this much. You have known so much, and then now you realize that there is so much more to know. So that is the knowledge. And then this is a Dunning-Kruger effect. When we know little, so the confidence level, and then this wisdom, the x-axis and y-axis. So you have to bear with me, okay? So when we know little, we think that we know so much. So that's peak of Mount Stupid. Okay, we have Mount Rainier here. And then you realize, oh my goodness, as it happened yesterday, so after that discussion, so much of despair, valley of despair. And then some hope, and then some slope of enlightenment. So I know I have been here many times, so hiked this Mount Stupid so many times. And then I was in this valley of despair. And then I think somewhere now from here to here, I think I'm. But the plateau of sustainability, I could see in Swamiji, I could see in Gopal Singh Ji. And then I could see this in people in jeans, shorts, coats, and then some plumbers. So many others that you think that you wouldn't expect them to be in this state. Patients, children, parents, so many colleagues. So now I'll just dive a little bit to this Ekashloki because this will give us the message. I know one of the criticisms, I think it's plural also. So I face is just, quoting these verses, the Mula Shlokas. But, for one reason. One is the beauty of the language, and then the Shabda Mahatmyam, the effect of sound, the sound of music, although I don't have that musical sense. Then, thirdly, you know that I'm not quoting Tom, Dick, and Harry. So it's, so there is a reference for that. So I'll come back to this, but let us go to this. It is a Guru Shishya Samvada. So Guru asks, hey, how do you see? How do you see the sunlight? How do you see the sun? Then, how do you see during the day? How do you see during the day? Oh, with the help of sun. Then how do you see in the night? So then, how do you see in the night? With the help of the light which is outside in the form. Street lamp, of course, but in the form when it's a full moon day. Sudhamshu, yeah? So with the help of Sudhamshu, so moon, yeah? So the moon, okay? And then the light, electricity today, now, here in this hall, and the lightning. So in the night, I see with the help of the lamp, Pradeepadikam, etc., etc. So the moon. the stars and the lightning and then the electricity. So be it. That's right. Then how do you see that light? How are you seeing that sun and then moon and the stars? How are you seeing? With what? With what instrument? Other Arav? Eyes, and of course some glasses are needed sometimes, but eyes. Absolutely. So the retina and also we have to ask our son-in-law the details for ophthalmologist. Okay. So then, yeah. So then, but you can perceive when you close your eyes. Do you think that so this room exists, world exists, mummy is there? So when you close your eyes, can you not feel that? When you close your eyes, mummy is there in this room. How do you know when you are closing your eyes? Because you came with your will. So that with your intellect, isn't it? So you came with us with your intellect, with your buddhi. How do you know that you have intellect? You're sure you have. Yeah, I know sometimes mummy, daddy say, buddhi ledu, Telugulo, so many times, dimak nahi hai kya? So, so anyway, but we do have, isn't it? I say I do, so I do. We all do. So we do. So who is that? So ultimately that I is the light. The teacher tells that is you. And then the teacher gets an aha moment. Oh, I am that. I am that. Then let's go to that beautiful verse. Kim jyotihi tava. No. What is your light? Oh, Bhanuman ahani. During the day, it is Bhanuman. Then Ratra, in the night, Pradeepadikam, the light, etc. Light, moon, stars. Syadevam, so be it. Let it be so. Ravi Deepa Darshana Vidhau Kim. How are you saying the Ravi? Ravi means sun, Aditya. And Deepa Darshana, how are you saying? With my eyes. So Jyotihi Akhyahime Chakshuhu. Chakshuhu means my eyes. Then Tasya Nimilanadi Samaye Kim. When you close your eyes, you still know that, so everyone is here, Swamiji is here, I am speaking. Yeah. So that Dhiyaha, my intellect. Dhiyo Darshane Kim. So how do you know that you have intellect? Tatra Aham. I know that I exist. So Ataha Bhavan Paramakam Jyotihi. You are the ultimate Jyoti. Then Tadasmi Prabho. So he just this when Guru says Tat Tvam Asi. And then this aha moment. That's why it's called Aham Brahmasmi. There is aha in it, you see. So then, how do you know? How do you know? So you actually need a guru, but you need a few more things than guru sometimes. Because Swamiji 2 days ago said, from guru you learn a quarter. And then the other 25% from guru. Because guru can only teach because of the time limitation. Because, Swamiji can only come once a year to Seattle and Portland. So, Acharyat Padamadatte. Padam means quarter. Okay. Padam Shishya Swamedhaya. We have to put in our effort. There is no shortcut. There is no free lunch. There is no free lunch. Padam Sa Brahmacharibhyaha. Just now Arav said, he is my Arjuna. And sometimes Arjuna becomes to, like Krishna to you. So you learn from each other. Then Padam Kalakramena Cha. The life teaches us the lessons, the experience. And then we have these various levels. Outwards, we have the Indriyas. Swamiji actually expands this chart, BMI, but not BMI plus ego as well. So BMI and ego complex. So there are vasanas, and then this light ultimately, which under the light of that light, so these faculties exhibit their functions and then look out for the objects. And then the interaction between the objects and the subject is what we go through in our life. And that is the light which is in sun, in the moon, in the fire. Yadadityagatam tejaha jagad bhasayate khilam yat chandramasi yachagnav tat tejo mamakam. We know that scientifically, yes, there is something more than the sun we have. This is our solar complex. This is our sun, but there are many other suns. And then all these galaxy, the world of galaxy going in an organized way so that there is something, some spirit behind it. Okay. Then I'll come back to this. So there's something more to it. Then we also say that. So that light we're talking about, that's, as Gurugal said yesterday, the cosmic consciousness. The cosmic consciousness. Na tad bhasayate suryaha, na shashanko na pavakaha, yadgatva na nivattante tadhama paramam mama. So that light of lights, that cannot be lit by sun. But the sun is lit by that light. That cannot be lit by moon, but the moon is lit by that. Of course, moon is lit by sun, but the sun is lit by something else. So that spirit. Na pavakaha, fire, cannot light that. And then having gone there, there's nothing more to look up to. That is the ultimate abode. And this one, when we went to this, your friend's house, Venkata Garu, and the kids were chanting this, Natatra Suryo Bhati, Nachandra Tarakam, Nema Vidyato Bhanti, Kutoya Magnehi, Nameva Bhantam, Anubhati Sarvam. Following that light, all other lights follow. So light here means knowledge. And then darkness means our ignorance. So Guru, Gukaraha, Andhakaraha. The ignorance is Gu. Rukaraha tan nirodhakaha. The one who removes that, the ignorance of, the darkness of ignorance. Andhakara nirodhitvat guruhu iti abhidiyate. So tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. This is true, but there's something more to it. So our presiding deity for Chakshu, eyes, is sun god. And the presiding deity for our walk is fire god. The presiding deity for our mind is moon. You know, lunar, lunatic. You might have heard lunatic, isn't it? Yes. You know, it just goes, you know, so it actually comes from that. So from the cycles of the moon. So these three, manasa, vacha, karmana. Okay. Because of him, because of that spirit, because of that consciousness, the eyes are able to see. Because that is chakshusha chakshuhu, shrotrasya shrotram, like we see in Kenopanishad. Because of that, we are able to speak. And because of that, we are able to think. But then looking back, because of that, we are able to see, but we cannot see it completely. Because of that, we are able to speak, but we cannot speak about it completely. And because of that, we think, but we cannot think of it completely. So, yato vacha nivattante aprapya manasasaha. We go to certain extent and then we just cannot reach that. We come back without words. That's why that blank slide. So that Jyoti, so now it's called Jyoti. Jyotishamapi tad Jyotihi, that's the light of all lights. Tamasa paramuchate, so beyond this ignorance. And that Jyoti is Jnanam, Jneyam, Jnanagamyam. Jnanam, Jneyam, Jnanagamyam. So knowledge, Jnanam. Jneyam, that is to be known. And then Jnanagamyam, that is our goal. And where is that? Where is that? And Hanuman shows that. That is within us. That is within us. When our mind becomes, our heart becomes, I mean, heart is, don't think that it is four-chambered heart. So the heart or mind. So when it becomes Ayodhya, where there is no, Ayodhya means conflict. Ayodhya means where there is no conflict. That's when Rama is seated along with Sita within us. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hrit deshe Arjuna tishtati. And again in the 15th chapter, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha. Sarvasya, not just you, not just, one or two or three. Sarvasya cha aham, sarvasya cha hridi aham. Vishtaha means entered. Nivishtaha means very well established. Samnivishtaha means sampurnataha. And all the time, always. See how beautifully samnivishtaha. And because of me, all this knowledge, and because of me, all the memory, because of me, loss of memory, forgetfulness happens. If not, if we have to forget certain things, we have to unlearn certain things, and we have to learn new things. And Ramana Maharshi says this, Hridaya Kuhara Madhye Kevalam Brahma Matram Aham iti Sakshat Atma Rupena Bhati Hridevesha. Then how to search for it? So this is he was searching for his car keys, and he was searching outside the house. Then one neighbor, so like Jim, hey, what are you searching for? So Mullah, I'm searching for the keys. Do you remember where you lost them? Oh, I lost them inside the house. Then why are you searching outside? Why didn't you search inside? Oh, it's so dark inside. So, Hridi Visha, enter that house which is dark for now. Manasa, you're telling your own Manasa, Swam, Chinvata, Majatava, then Pavana Chalana Rodhat, Pranayama, are approaching the Guru, then Atma Nishto. Ahamatma, this I think, this shloka from 20th shloka of 10th chapter, some say that is an inspiration for Ramana Maharshi to say that shloka which we just read. Ahamatma Godakesha Sarvabhutashaya Sthitaha Ahamadischa Madhyamcha Bhutanam Antayevacha. So, Aham Atma Sarvabhuta Ashaya Sthitaha. So when somebody asked Ramana Maharshi, what is your favorite shloka from Gita? So he quoted this, it seems. And Shankaracharya was also asked, no one, Gurugalu was not exempted, so he was also asked. Vishwanath Swamiji as well. So then when Shankaracharya was asked, he quoted 55th verse in the 11th chapter. Mat karma krun mat paramo mat bhakta sangavarjitaha nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yasamameti pandava. But Shankaracharya is not like Krishna, so he can actually trip the disciples. Then they were thinking and then they were asking, and they were just kind of contemplating on it. Mat karma krit, that involved all the shlokas which deal with karma. Mat paramaha, that deals with all the shlokas dealing with dhyana. Mat bhaktaha, bhakti, all those verses where bhakti is integrated in those verses. Then Sangavarjitaha, as Swamiji says, the detached engagement. So the Jnana part. So all this, that means all 700 verses are so great. Okay. That's why my favorite shloka is the 28th verse from 2nd chapter, Swamiji. Every time I listen to you, I read, and then I contemplate, and then I go to someone. But when I come to you, my goodness, something else pops up, which never occurred to me, never I thought of. Even today, we talked about, you have never fallen. So it's like, it reminds me of a joke. You're dreaming, and then in the dream, the tiger comes. And then you are there too. You are there, and the tiger comes out, a real fierce tiger. And then you're, and the tiger is talking to, oh, are you going to attack me, and are you going to kill me? Well, you decide. It's your dream. So we have never fallen. We have never fallen. We are inviting the tiger into our dream. So that's what Swamiji said. You have never fallen. That's what the Guru says. See, that's why it's called Achyuta. That's why it's called Achyuta. Yasya chutam nasti. He had no fall. Yena chutam nasti. Because of him, we don't have a fall. We realize that we have never fallen. We are not sinners. Amritasya putra. So Achyuta, yes, Achyuta is such a great word, so it comes so 3 or 4 times, 3 times for sure. And ChatGPT, we have to find out 3 or 4. So Achyuta, Asena Ubhayor Madhye Ratham Sthapaya me Achyuta, he first asks, knowing that, hey, so you are at that level, so you can probably do this. Then Nashto Moha Smritir Labdha Tat Prasadat Maya Achyuta. Then we realized, oh my goodness, because of you, I realized that my moha is gone. There's no downfall for me. And then in the 11th chapter again. So Draupadi also, Gurugalu's story yesterday. Draupadi, she says this shloka when she prays to Krishna. Shankha Chakra Gadapane. Swamiji, you have to know your Krishna. For Draupadi, Shankha Chakra Gadapane. Even though he never moved with Shankha, Chakra, and Gada, So, but for her, Krishna was Shankha Chakra Gadapane. Dwaraka Nilayachita. Dwaraka Nilayachita. So you protect me. So Pamaham Sharanagatam. So you protect me. So some people comment that, oh, Krishna says, then later Draupadi asks, why did you delay? Oh, because you said Dwaraka Nilaya, If you said that I was right there in your heart, I would have appeared right away. I had to come from Dwaraka for you. But to extend it a little bit, Dwara means your doors of your heart. Dwaraka is right there at the threshold of the gate and trying to open, but she goes to Bhishma, she goes to Dhritarashtra, she goes to Sarat. So had you just asked me, I was right there, but so that he's right there. So Dwaraka Nilaya Chitra, Shankha Chakra Gada. And next. Okay. How do we do this? We do this. We have to do this. And we have seen that first shloka. Karpanya doshopa hatasvabhavaha pruchami tvam dharma sammudha cheta yachreyasya nishchitam bruhitan me shishyasteham sadhimam tvam prapannam. That, realizing that we have that layer of moha, that karpanya dosha, the krupanatva, now we want that to be removed. So tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnanenas tattvadarshinaha. In Shirdi Sai Baba's life history book, this sloka was explained and expounded so very well. What does pranipata mean? What does pariprashna mean? What does seva mean? And finally, it is so difficult to explain jnana, but it is so, Guru can easily remove the jnana. Then once the jnana is removed, then if you actually put avagraha, so you can actually upadeshantite ajnanam. So if you put avagraha, it can become ajnanam also. If you remove the avagraha, it is jnanam. So that is how actually, so Pandits commented upon. So it is from Sai Baba's. And the previous one also I showed Puttapati Sai Baba. I had an opportunity to meet Puttapati Sai Baba as well by the grace. Then there are some Jnana Lakshanas. Jnana Lakshanas, 13th chapter. Easy way to remember 7-11. 7-11. Verse 7 to verse 11. So then it all depends upon whether you're counting the first verse in 13th chapter or not. But these are 4 slokas. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5 slokas. 5 slokas with 20, G20, a group of 20. Group of 20. They start with Amanitvam, Adambhitvam, Ahimsa, Kshantirajyavam. Now, Sangeeta ji said, yeah, she's working on the, that's right. So you're working on those group of them. So you don't have to work on all of them because they're friends, they're group, So if you just make friendship with one of the countries, you are kind of friends with the rest of the 4. So G20. So these 20 qualities from 7-11 verses. So this amanitvam, that humility. adambhitvam, so absence of ostentatiousness. Then ahimsa, Swamiji actually calls it as all-inclusiveness. Ahimsa is, of course, not hurting someone physically, vocally, mentally, but all-inclusiveness. Kshanti, that tolerance. Then arjavam, trikarana shuddhi. That's why Arjuna is called Arjuna because of this arjava. Rujatvat Arjuna, arjavam, trikarana shuddhi. In what you think and what you say and what you do. So acharya upasanam, and then it goes on. Then there are many people. So you're talking about this. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. So these are great people, but they came from ordinary Abdul Kalam, from ordinary life, from ordinary family. Mahatma Gandhi from an ordinary family. MLK. So these are with the great qualities. In 15th chapter, we see this Nirmana Moha, Jita Sangadosha. Sangadosha, they're like, yes, please. You are? MLK was inspired. You are absolutely right. And Swamiji also. Swamiji read all of Mahatma Gandhi's books. And then we went and then saw, so where Mahatma Gandhi actually lived and then was born. So very nice. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. And even Obama, he said MLK was inspired by Mahatma Gandhi. Yeah. And so was Obama. So. Correct. And then yesterday was 15th. Thank you for reminding me of that. So this light, the light of lights, it's like the sun illuminating, one sun illuminating all this world that we see. The consciousness, that cosmic consciousness, that supreme consciousness, as the consciousness within us, Jivatma, illumines us. Yadha prakashayat krishnam lokamimam ravihi kshetram kshetri tadha krishnam prakashayati bharata. And this Bharata word is used so many times in 13th chapter and then in 14th chapter as well. And I'll tell you why. This included because this is Sri Ram's favorite shloka. If he had done this talk, it wouldn't have been without this. So I guarantee. So it is his favorite shloka from 13th chapter. So now this is what is to be known. And then we are the knowers. And this is the knowledge. So it's like a triangle. Thank you for suggesting this triangle. So it's a triad. The triad is Jnanam, Jneyam, Jnanagamyam. Hridya Sarvasya Vishtitam. Some say Dhishtitam as well. So that, so K to the power of 3. And why knowledge on both sides? Because we have to be knowledgeable at school as well. All the school subjects. And then what you need to do. So Gopal Garu just said that you want to be something. For that, you have to be knowledgeable, isn't it? So, and then you have to have this spiritual knowledge as well. To know about yourself and to know about the world. So we need two, Vyavaharika and Vaidika. Vaidika, Laukika. So then that is a knowable and this is a knower. Then you'll realize, oh my goodness, this light is everywhere. This light is everywhere. The good qualities are everywhere. The virtues and values and principles are everywhere with all, irrespective of the place, time, and people. Sarvata panipadam tat sarvatoksha shiromukham sarvata shruti manloke sarvamavritya tishtati. So that indivisible apparently is seen as divisible, but it is one. It is one in many and one as many. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktam iva. Just as if it is sthitam, but it is not. Like the clay is one, but pots are many. All pots are made of clay. Ocean is one, but waves are many. Gold is one, but chains are many. So God is one. Names and forms are many. Then once you know this, then you can expect wonders. you can experience wonders. Aneka Vaktra Nayanam, Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam. You'll see that light in many and in all at some voltage or the other. Aneka Vaktra Nayanam, Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam, Aneka Divya Bharanam, Divya Aneko Dyutayudham, Divya Malyambaradharam, Divya Gandhanulepanam, Sarvascharyamayam Devam, Anantam Visvato Mukham. And then some teachers suggest that if you remember this verse before you just step out of the house, then you'll see everything is a wonder. The tree is a wonder. The season is a wonder. See, the winter in Seattle, rain in Seattle is a wonder, and the heat in Texas is a wonder. So you'll see the beauty in everything, in all seasons, and in all people, everywhere. So that light we have to ignite. Ignite the light. Light the light. Not one light, but many a light. Spread the light and love, not the hatred. The light of lights shines forth in all our hearts. Low or the light, it is the same light. To reach any height in life, to pass through the life's darkest night, it is the inner light that gives us the sight. It is the same self, myself, yourself, and the self of all, and is the light of all. It is one, not many. It is one as many. It is one in many. If one says many, he or she does not know any. Ignite the light, my friend. Pass on the light and pass on the love from one life to another life. So Anup keeps saying, Jyoti se Jyoti jagate chalo. So that beautiful song. So this is our Vedic wisdom. Indic wisdom or India wisdom or spiritual wisdom, or this is what the Gita, Upanishads and Vedas, and so Upanishads are the part of the Vedas. So this is so India and Bharat. So India, the constitution actually says India to Bharat. So Bharat means, you know why Bharat is called Bharat? India is called Bharat.
I think it's after God's.
Bharata Mata, but so the Bharata Mata came because, so the goddess, so the countries, our goddess is, okay, that's good, but yeah, yes. Bharata Muni, so Bharata ruled. So there are three Bharatas, you know that? You know of only, yeah, Jada Bharata in Bhagavatam we see, and Bharata in Ramayana we see, and then Bharata, Shakuntala's son Bharata. Dushyant, the Shakuntala, Dushyanta, son Bharata. So from there it came, people say, but it was Bharat even before Bharata ruled. You know why? Bhasi Rataha. Because we were reveling in that light of knowledge. Bhasi Rataha. Bha means light. Bha means light. Bhaskara. Have you heard of that? Bhasam karoti iti bhaskara. So Bhasi Rataha. So we are all Bharatas. That's why Krishna reminds Arjuna as Bharata. So talks about in the 13th chapter, in the 14th chapter. So then how to apply this? Then I come back to Swamiji's, the 3 points which he said in the car, Swamiji told you. This sloka from 18th chapter. Mukta Sango Anahamvadi, Mukta Sangaha Anahamvadi, Dhruti Utsaha Samanvitaha, Loka Sangra. So this Dhruti Utsaha Samanvitaha. Mukta Sangha means what? Detached engagement. Then Anahamvadi means what? Working as his instrument, like Nimitta Matra. And then Dhruti Utsaha Samanvitaha. Oh, I'm only an instrument, then what, there's nothing to do, not like that. The determination and then the joy, not working for happiness, rather working happily. So, Mukta Sangaha, Anahamvadi, Dhruti Utsaha Samanvitaha. That is detached engagement, working as his instrument, not working for happiness, rather working happily. So, and then we get all this from first chapter, first verse to the last chapter, last verse. So first, I'll come to you. Is it an immediate question? Please, tell me, please.
It's not a question.
Yeah, but tell me, yes, compliment. Correct.
It's like God. So if you're working to like become to try to instead of working on this,
Beautiful.
you should not worry about
Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely. Correct. Don't run for joy or happiness, but just run around, play around happily with joy. So here it is a blind man. We start our journey blind. Dhritarashtra asking the question to Samjaya. Samjaya means Samyak Jayati, the one who conquered very convincingly. But interestingly, Sanjaya never fought a war. So the one who has won over his own BMI e-kingdom. So that is Sanjaya. And Dhritarashtra, the one who is holding on to his kingdom of BMI and ego. That is Dhritarashtra. Rashram anena dhritam. So that Dhritarashtra is asking, Dharma kshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveta, Yutsava, Mamaka, Pandavas, Chaiva, Kimakurvata, Sanjaya. All that this is first shloka. This should be for my, I think that this is Simhavana, Simha Avalokana, Simhavalokana. So that means the lion, after doing what it had to do, after going a distance, it looks back. What have I done? So towards the end of the day, what have I done? What did my five senses, Pandavas, deal with? So many interactions, so many actions outside the world, so many Kauravas, so many desires, so many things, anger, dealing with mom, dad, school teacher, books, play, whatnot, friends. So all this, how did I deal? Colleagues, work. Then Sanjaya says, wherever you are sick.
Yeah. I just wanted to say something I just connected with. My dad tells me that every day before you go to bed, please sit like 10 minutes and take a thought about what you accomplished and what went wrong today. Ponder upon what you did.
Excellent. That's what. So I sorry to use that Sanskrit word. It's reflection, reflection. So reflecting on the day. So this verse should help us reflecting ourselves over the day within with ourselves. Then the answer in the morning when you go to the school, work, getting out of. I told one verse. This other verse. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara. So we have that will and power to act like Arjuna with Dhanus. And so for us, it's books or a mouse or a stethoscope or a scalpel or so whatever the instrument, Dhanurdhari Arjuna. And then Krishna, the one guiding consciousness, as you can see here in the chariot. And you can see Gopal Singh Ji and then Swamiji, we just took a couple of days ago there. So there, Shri, opulence, Vijaya, success. So one of my friends beautifully explained Vijaya, always, but failure. There is a failure as well, because there's ups and downs. Ratan Lal Tata says life is like EKG. ECG or EKG. In India, we call ECG. Have you seen ECG, anybody? Yeah? It goes like this. It goes like this. So imagine no ECG. In the movies, they show a flat line, somebody on the bed. Yeah. So for the life, it has to be there. So it has to be there. So that Shri is Vijaya. The Shri is that opulence and then that greatness. But Vijaya is even accepting the Apajaya as Vijaya. So how to accept with Prasada Buddhi. Then, of course, Bhuti. Then Dhruva Niti, Matir Mama. So if you, Swami Chinmayananda used to, first I heard from him, Mama is the last word, Dharma is the first word. So Mama Dharma. In Sanskrit, you can actually juggle with these words. Mama Dharma, Dharma Mama, Mama Dharma. So all this is taught in 700 verses. That's why my favorite shloka is every time I look up, there's something comes. Every time I talk to Swamiji, something else comes up. So it's like Ganga. You go with a small container, you come back fully with that. So Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidenam. Ascharyavat vadati tathaiva chanya. Ascharyavat chainam anyas shrunoti. Shrutva vedana chaiva kascheta. Still, there is something more to know that you have not understood completely. So lastly, yo antaha sukhaha, the one who is happy inside shows happiness outside, because face is the index of the mind. Antararamaha, the one who is relaxed inside shows he actually is a vibe. Is actually, you want to see that person. You want to see someone like Gopal Singh Ji when we have a chaos here. Honestly, we have people like that when we do the resuscitation, when we are doing the chest compressions on the baby. You see, I was just talking to Shilpi yesterday. I think you want to see, she's a neonatologist. We want to see someone walking into the room like that. Not that he or she does something. Oh, he or she is there. So things will be smooth. So that is, these people are Antasukhaha, Antararama. Then he's a yogi. She is a yogi. Then she or he attains the Brahma Nirvana. Brahma Bhutaha. So Brahma with Brahmaiva Bhavati. Then they have this Jyoti. So I'm married to Jyoti. She's not outstanding, but she's indweller. But she's outstanding as well. She likes love gardening very much. She's an outstanding and also the indweller, Antarjyoti. Antarjyoti. Antarjyoti means that consciousness within us. So now he's with baby. Some of you have seen in the beginning. And then that's me with the baby. And then that's mother with the baby. So seeking your blessings. So that's about the light of knowledge. And if there is time, I'll read this poem on baby, but otherwise we can. So there is the time. Shall I read? Okay. You want to say something? Oh, name of the baby. Thank you for asking. See, so Isha. Thank you. Isha. So Isha can be masculine. Okay. Isha is feminine. Like similarly, so Shiva. Shiva is feminine. Ramaha, masculine. Rama, beautiful lady, so Sita Devi. Ramayaha Charitamah, Sitayaha Charitamah. So, baby, the baby and the beauty. Baby is a bundle of wonder, a crown jewel, a rare gem. Nothing in this world is more beautiful than a baby, not a precious ruby, nor the Kohinoor diamond. And a baby is a bundle of hope with infinite potential. They belong to tomorrow, which we cannot even see in our dreams. So the infinite potential and endless possibility, immense love and innocent smile, full of bliss and liveliness. A bundle of beauty, rich in poetry, an incarnation of sanctity, embodiment of serenity, expression by worldly vanity, and a bundle of love, a gift from his mercy, full of life, brimming with force, glowing with peace and grace, ever ready to embrace everything in this universe, and a bundle of joy. I'm so fortunate. I'm sure you also agree with me. We are so fortunate to see so many newborn babies as they are born. A bundle of joy, feeding only when hungry. Feeding yuktahara, feeding only when hungry. Never crazy or angry. Devoid of greed and desire. No dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. Dreaming of a future beyond our reach. A gift of God to cherish forever is a baby. Thank you.
Let's give it up again for Dr. Bruce. So he left that light and he came to join us here to shine the light of wisdom for us. I just have a couple of announcements, and then we can go to some commentary by Swamiji. And also, you can all give your feedback, right, on this 3 days. Maybe you were not able to attend all the days. Maybe you caught only some of it. I want to take a minute to thank all the speakers from day one, Dr. Prasad Kaipa, Dr. Gopal Singh Ji. Then yesterday, we were very fortunate that on the full big screen, we could hear from Guru Garu. He was supposed to come here, but he could not come. But I felt like he was right there. So I didn't really feel the distance. And then every day, and today, Dr. Raju, and then every day, hearing the wisdom of Swamiji, and even small things, right? Just I think when Shivranjani talked about that particular verse, just commenting on who's that ma. And so I think each one of those gems, they are going to be available on YouTube, so you can always go back to the gems. So I have a few other things. So one is if this engaged you a little bit with Gita, Dr. Raju did in the year 22, right? I think many of you have this T-shirt, Gita 22 and 22. I should have mentioned it to Shilpa, Shivranjani. I think Dr. J calls us the 3 S's that made that one happy, that happen. So that playlist is available. So in 22 hours, you can, doesn't cover all the 700 verses, but you get a good overview. And then we recently had Hari Ravi Kumar, who along with Koti Srinivasa, Sri Krishna, has written a beautiful, accessible Bhagavad Gita translation. He has covered all the 700 verses just recently, and that playlist is going to be available. So check with Shilpa if you need access to that. And then we have in the bag, you all got, like several of you got the calendar, and that has everyday Gita. I think several of you are part of that, where every day you get a verse. And then a lot of volunteers have recorded it. And as Dr. Raju said, you can go back to the source, right? And maybe you can calculate on it, and maybe you might bring it to management or bring it to students to make it accessible. But the source is the original source. So sometimes learning that source, even Hari Ravi Kumar, the original source, and contemplate it. Some situation is unique. And your circumstances are different, and something else might unfold with that verse for you. So those are some of the Gita tech, and I have a couple of small projects. One which Hari Ravi Kumar suggested, which is to just go through Arjuna's verses, and so it's called Arjuna Uvacha, and we are sort of there are only about 85 verses by Arjuna. Just going through that, I think it's about halfway through. There's a playlist for that. And another project called OMGG, 1 minute Gita gems. So you can learn some Gita in just 1 minute. So I know that several of you have taken a lot of time from this. And then I also want to take this moment to thank all the people that made this happen, right? From this wonderful place that we had access to, and Shilpa and Shivranjani and Sandhya and Sangeeta. Sangeeta was the one that gave me the person whose delightful food that we've been enjoying the last couple of days. And then they've also been tweaking the menu. So today, Shilpa has offered the leaf from her own garden. So we have tambuli from that leaf. So the offering of leaf, I was reminded of that. Yeah, Patram. Yeah, Patram. With that, thank you. If I missed anyone, a gracious host every day, Kamlaji and Gopal Singh Ji. So we were trying to take away some of Gopal Singh Ji's work. So I decided that, okay, we'll give him some work today. Thank you again for being like really generous host and making
You're the one who did the hard work.
Yeah.
Yes.
10 days outside.
And then the 25% goes to all of you, and also the people on Zoom. So thank you everyone for attending. So you are part of the 25%, and without you it would not happen. So with that, we will open it to Swamiji to give any commentary, any feedback, and also share his wisdom with us. Thank you. And those of you that don't know me, I'm Suresh.
Thank you for that.
The person who made this all happen.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Suresh. Thank you, Raju. Speaker, the deep conviction, scholarship, and humility. These are a very rare combination. And you have witnessed it by yourself. And he has almost covered all the aspects of knowledge. There are three levels of knowledge. One is the material knowledge, Bhudavidya, Audika. Material is that which can be measured, manipulated, cut and pasted, and mathematically inquired. That's the material, sensate. That knowledge is very important. Without that knowledge, you cannot meet your creature needs. Without the creature need fulfilled, you cannot meditate. You cannot meditate, on a hungry stomach or rats and mosquitoes, flies. So you need certain the material knowledge is. And Bhagavan himself talks in Bhagavad Gita. Kshetra Vidya. Kshetram yat tat pravachya. You have to know. Kshetra Vidya. Then there is Dharma Vidya, the knowledge of right and wrong. As human beings, we are given the freedom, the choice, like an animal. Animal acts impulsively. We stamp on the tail of a dog, it will turn around and bark, a possible fight. Doesn't think, oh, he is the president of this country, or those thoughts are not there. But if somebody stamps on your toe, you will look at it. I see him. Better smile. Then you have to make that choice. Should I smile or frown or hit him or plead with him? The Dharma Vidya is very, very negotiated. What is right, what is wrong, what is appropriate, what is inappropriate, what is long term, what is short term interest, what is inside and outside of things. Appears to be good, may not be that good. All that glitters is not gold. This is ability to process and to choose your response, nuance your response. That's why we say, don't react, but respond. If you don't respond, then it is passive aggression. You accumulate everything inside. And then one day you are going to grow. Therefore, that measured, nuanced, appropriate response is very important. Apropos reaction, not reaction. Appropriate. And that depends upon the situation. Who are you? Your own self-assessment and the other person's, the situation. Whole lot of data is necessary to measure your responsibility. So one of the mantra says, don't react but respond. Reaction is an uncontrolled response. Response is a measured reaction, which is very, very important, which is the meaning of karma yoga. Karma yoga means ability to respond to situation, success or failure. Whatever may be the situation, how do you choose the responses? So this is called dharma vidya. Dharma, adharma, appropriate, inappropriate, long term, short term. Sometimes we have to take a long term view of things, not quarterly profit, long term view of things. Then which is called emotional intelligence, the ability to control your need for immediate gratification so that you can pursue your long term goals. All these are in the dharma, which is very, very important. That's the second level of knowledge we have to look at. The third level is adhyatma. Knowledge about the self, who am I, why I am here, what's my place in this world, what's my relation with Ishvara, what is my relationship with transcendental nature, how many roles I can play, am I these roles or beyond these roles? So the whole ecosystem of the I, you pull out many, many small eyes as I relate to the world, which is very important. Here you are a student and Raju is a speaker, you are a listener. That role he plays, you play this role, and all these role playing have their own rules of the thumb. One has to follow that. So all this has to be understood, which is called dharma vidya. So amanittam adam vittam ahimsa shanti rajavam acharyo bhasanam saijam saijam vinigraha indriyartheshu vairagyam anahankara janma mrityadagarvi dukkhadoshanamasyanam asatthirana vishama putradharavantishu nityam cha samyuktam ishtanishtovrittishu maijananyogena bhaktira vivayarni, like that. The 20 values. The 20 values are known as Jnanam, because Jnayate Anayayati Jnanam, by which you will come to know what is to be not Jnayam Yattat Pravachya, Jnatam. Those 20 values are necessary precondition for gaining this Paramajnanam, supreme knowledge. What is the supreme knowledge? Who am I? Who are you? Satchidananda, Shiva. That knowledge. So when you know that I am Shiva, you don't have to dress up like Shiva. Jada, snakes and all that. So Jnayam Yattat Pravashya. So the dharma vidya is very, very 20 values or 27 values. Abhayam Sattva Samshakti, Jnana Yoga, 27 values. Or Bhagavad Gita, in every chapter they put these values there to reinforce in different contexts, in different ways. These values are prescribed. So then there is Adhyatma. So there is Adhyatma Vidya, Dharma Vidya, and then Bhuta Vidya. All these three knowledge are equally important. You cannot privilege one knowledge against another. Equally. So our children should pursue material, science, technology, sociology, economics, physics. All this knowledge are necessary because you are living, you are embedded in this world. You are embodied and embedded in this world. You are associated with this body, you own this body, you operate this body in this magnificent world. So the material knowledge is equally important, as well as the dharma, what is right and wrong. And then, so material knowledge you gain from the university. At home, they don't teach you. Even if your father is a doctor, they don't teach you medicine there. That you have to go. Once upon a time, parents taught you everything. Whatever they knew, you and then you will repeat that. Now there is public institution where you go. But character is learned, built from home. Dharma Vidya is learned. Schools, you don't get it. It is from home. And the Dharma knowledge is learned by the time you are by 12 you learn. And being ethical and all that, then there are problems. Sometimes you are not able to act as per your conviction because the world demands it. Then there are confusion, conflict. Arjuna has this conflict. He was taught to respect Bhishma and Drona, his gurus, but now he is called upon to fight against. So value education, dharma knowledge you get from family, from your parents, by watching. Because dharma is not to be preached. You have to be exemplary. You have to practice. It's an acharya. Swayam acharati paranacharya. Otherwise, you cannot do dharma. You cannot say tell truth, be truthful. Then a phone call comes. Dad, are you there? Tell him I am not here. And child understood. What is the value of truth? Value of truth is only nickel, not more than that. So this way, you have to be an exemplary. Then children will. And then as you face this conflicting situation, how do I respond to situation without getting upset or uprooted? Because I find in conflicting situation, when, for example, in Mahabharata, Krishna asked Dharmavutara to tell a lie. You have to say, Ashwathama Agama. Dharmavutara said, no way. He's locked into that, his own convictions. That made him incapable of adapting to the situation. Very rigid person. Dharmavutara became a rigid person because of his commitment to truth. But truth is a many-sided diamond. Then what will you do? Krishna said, if you don't tell a lie now, it is between a lie and your life. You choose. So finally, Dharmavutara was convinced. A standalone lie. Only one lie. Don't make it a habit. Since I tasted bread, now I can go on attacking him. A standalone. So the ability to deviate from the conviction, your conviction, and then come back again without getting stuck there. This is what leadership is all about, decision making is all about. How do you understand the situation, perceive the situation, and respond from your value system, how to modify them, modulate them. That is the out-of-the-box thinking you need. Otherwise, you will be locked into a situation from where you are an escape. You become a good person, but good for nothing.
And also, it kind of then tells us what to do, what is Shreya in the situation, right?
Yeah, that's your goal. What's your goal? Your goal is for Shreyas, for which you develop this value system. But this value system should not be rigid. It should be flexible. So that situationally you can advance, in a nuanced way you can apply it. So Krishna said, okay, you say this Ashwatthama Hata. Dharmottara, I can't say that. Because that's not the truth. Then he killed the elephant itself, whose name was Ashwatthama. Then you say Ashwatthama Kunchara. So Krishna framed the sentence also. Ashwatthama Hataha. By the time Drona heard this, he threw up all his weapons and sat in meditation. Now there is no point in living. My son is killed. He did not hear that Kunchara word because Krishna took the conch and blew at that. So this way, these are a very valid lesson. Rama hid himself behind a tree and hit the one. It is immoral actually. It is unethical. You have to confront your enemy in the front and then fight him. Because Rama knew that anybody confronts Bali, Bali will get half his power. It will be self-defeating. Following that value is self-defeating. Therefore, Rama had to deviate a little bit. So you have the freedom, you should, when you apply these values, situationally, contextually, cannot apply these values. So in the overall scheme of things, you gain whatever purpose you have had in mind. So this is and to do that, you need a higher standpoint, which is the spiritual standpoint. Without the spiritual standpoint, values become a burden. You feel you are in a straight line. You feel you are making yourself. And give you the perspective values according to the situation. What is the spiritual standpoint? Nothing happens. Nothing happens. No energy cannot be destroyed. Whatever you are doing on a supervision. You don't do. Nakartruttam nakarmani yogasya srijati. You may do great work and build pyramids and Chinese wall and then hanging gardens and Taj Mahal and then, liberate the country from foreign rule and then build businesses, and all these are just lines drawn in the water. Therefore, take it easy. Be cool. Take it easy. Ashochan and Ashochas. All this what you have built is only just a scratch on the surface. With that understanding, when you look at life, everything becomes very clear. Values become natural. And what you do is the standard. Tarko yapradishta sudayor vivinna naigo rishi yasya matam pramanam dharmasya tattam nihitam guhaya mahajano yenagana. Values are not in the books. They are dead letters. Somebody has to study it, practice it, live it, become mature in the process, and then he become or she become the standard. Not, you might have written a lot of books on values. Are you practicing this? Or how do you practice? Adhayati devritta vijigistava, karma vijigista vasyad, yetatra brahmana samharshina, yukta ayukta. So you have to look at those people. How do they behave? Yukta, they are involved in the world. Ayukta, just to say detached engagement. How do they live in this? Follow them. Sit at their feet. Ask them questions. Ask them questions. Challenge them. And then take your own decision. But have the benefit of consulting with those people. Don't take decision just at the impulsive level. Take a breath. Take a Coca-Cola, let's say, before you act. So take a. Thus, for us, the wise people are our lead, not the books. Books cannot envisage all situations. So one has to consult, one has to think, one has to sit with them. Therefore, Chanakya says, the most important thing is Vruddha Seva. Sukham is our goal. Sukhasya moolam dharmaha. Dharmasya moolam arthaha. Arthasya moolam rajyam. If you want to be happy, you must follow dharma. How do you follow dharma? You need to fulfill your creature comforts first. Artham. How do you create artham? Well, rajyam, collective, collaborative effort, which is very, very. And how do you develop that emotional intelligence to associate with people and continue to associate with them and create outcome and share those outcomes with all stakeholders? How do you do that? Vruddha Sevaya. Vruddha Seva is these people who have experienced life, lived life, sitting with them, listening to them, challenging them, being challenged. Then Vruddha Seva, Vinayam, you get an open mind. Vinaya means a mind which can learn. A learning mind is Vinaya. Humility is not rubbing your nose on the floor and say, I am very humble. That's not Vinaya. Vinaya is an open mind. You consult to discuss with the people who disagree with you, got a different opinion. Can I listen to them first, so that they will listen to you later? If you don't listen to the other, they will not listen to you. If you shoot in between, you will not allow him to complete his sentence, he will not allow you to complete your sentence, then we start talking at each other, not to each other. Therefore, Vinaya means an open mind, an open architecture, a parachute which works only when it is open. So that should be Vinaya, humility. So Vinayad, you say, it's prajnanam, you gain knowledge, wisdom. What is the wisdom? Atma jnana. An ability to know who you are in a context. Atma jnana means you are situated in the world. God is situated in the world. So you have to, the whole thing is your Atma. It is not some little spark inside somewhere. Your Atman means, when I say I, it involves your body, your world, the whole universe, your culture, your language. Everything is your Atman. So don't sanitize the Atman completely, taking out completely from everything and then, oh, here is some. Your Atman is Maya tadamidam sarvam jagadam. Asthani sarvam. So that's the kind of Atman we are. So with that knowledge, with that become your point of reference. Be able to relate with the world. So we need all the three knowledge. It is not spirituality at the cost. I have become very spiritual. I have nothing to do with the world. Actually, the world has nothing to do with you. That is why you the world has renounced you. You are not renounced the world. Isn't it? So sannyasa means embracing the world. Sannyasa is not renouncing anything. Sannyasa is accepting, accommodating different situations, ups and downs in life. You're able to accept. And then still, Patmavatra Mivambasa, still you are on top of the world. So we need all those three knowledge and combine all this, and then alone it becomes real Samyak Jnana. Otherwise, it is just a Jnanam, just a one part of the knowledge, little knowledge. Little knowledge is a dangerous knowledge. You need all the three. So there is a tendency, I am spiritual, so I have nothing to do. I don't want to. Or I am material, I have nothing to do with the spirit. These are all just ideas without any experience. So we need all the knowledge equally. The Atma Vidya, Buddha Vidya, and Dharma Vidya. Then alone you can call a complete holy person. Otherwise, you are a hollow person. Isn't it? A lot of emptiness. So then we become. And as far as the Buddha Vidya is concerned, you cannot have all the knowledge in the world. You have to pursue certain course of knowledge. So that, and somebody else have some other knowledge, an ability to engage in conversation with that. If you don't know, you should say, I don't know. But as far as the Adhyatma Vidya is concerned, the knowledge is very subtle. What is the knowledge? Aham Brahmasmi. Aham. That is Adhyatma. Or my nature is happy. My nature is happy. So I don't have to get happiness from anywhere. Any activity will come an expression of your inner happiness. That is Adhyatma. So that only Guru can give you, because when you watch the Guru, sometimes Guru may not teach you. Just say, look is enough. You fool, sit down there. That's enough for us. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudhamade. Mudhamade means the stupid idiot. That will shake you up, some people. That is enough to shake us up. I thought I am the wisest, intelligent person. This man with a cowbinum, bearing nothing, and he calls him Buddha. Nobody calls me. How dare him? Sometimes Gurus adopt that. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Samprapte Sannivide. Or sometimes the Guru just gives a look, a kind look is enough. That's enough. So, samsara davanala tapatatnam kripaya kadakshena, by a kind glance from the corner of your eyes. That's enough, he said, for you to get this inspiration. So association with the Gurus are very, Gurus are fast disappearing. That's the It's an extinct, almost extinct variety. But still there may be here and there. So association with good sangatve, nisangatve, nirmohatve, nischalakatve, even Bahunam Janmanam, Jnanavan Mam, Vasudeva. This are That's what we did. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we had a wonderful session, 3 days. And though there were few people, in these kind of things, few people are so few people, we can have a real useful time. That's what we had. Thank you very much. And Suresh ji and Raju Garu, they were they are moving and shaking everything.
No, it's all,
they are
the outstanding person.
Yeah.
But of late we have been talking about outstanding ladies. So, okay, if I just mention only 3 names, please others don't get offended. Outstanding also means the one who is working and standing outside in their garden. So I told my wife is a gardener, but more than my wife, here, Sureshji's wife, Binduji, she's an excellent gardener. It's a beauty. It's a beauty actually to look at. It's a treat if you look at her garden. And then Shilpaji has become an outstanding over the weekends. Because they just built a farm. And they go there for the weekends. Anyway, so today is Binduji's birthday. So, does anyone know the beautiful song Chinmaya? Okay, let's sing that, please. Yeah,
Avashatayuti Ishvara Sakat Ramsharashatu Yagarvata Itimarjaya Ivanam Tatha Bhavatu Sadhakam Ivanam Tatha Bhavatu Sadhakam. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pinky. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I think there are lots of other people here that needed to be celebrated. Just being born was not a reason to be celebrated. But thank you so much for doing all of this. And before we do this, can we do like namaskaram to Suresh?
Yes,
Can
yes.
you also come?
Yeah.
So Gopal Singh ji and
Yeah. Let me do first too.
Yeah, like this.
Thank you. Gopal Singh ji, we
This is what we like to do it.
Your blessings.
This given without even asking.
Thank you.
You know, you have to do namaskaram for 3 sets of people. One is God. Ladies and gentlemen.
He's running away.
One is God. Second is Guru. Third is an elderly in the command.
Oh.
Yes. Elderly couple.
Okay.
We'll do namaskaram to the
God.
God.
To the God folk.
That is to Krishna.
Yeah.
To Krishna.
I think we'll give you title of both of you outstanding.
Well, different kinds of outstanding.
I have these two for you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's a lot of sugar.
Happy birthday, Bindu.
Oh, is that? Oh, thank you. Is that Anuji?
Happy birthday, Bindu.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, I didn't know I was publicly being celebrated.
You're still being streamed. I have to. Yeah, the card is right there.
Yes. I'd like to.
Somebody's ready.
Can I give this to one chef and you can take it? No, you take it. It's for both of you and where are the other please? They're the
Sudhanshu. Yeah.
right? Okay.